You or a family member need braces? See Dr. Odom at Parkview Dental Center, located at 4109 West 47th Street, Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Odom does fast braces, new technology to straighten teeth. Come in for a free orthodontic exam. There's a host of other dental procedures. Call 773-847-6740. Is 773-847-6740 for your appointment today.
Join us in celebrating our Black community leaders at this year's 7th Annual Black and White Ball and Buzz and Off Awards, hosted at the DuSable Museum of African American History on September the 9th. Get your tickets today, right now, on Industry Buzz. That's with 3Zs.com.
Fab Savage and Savage Entertainment presents Soul Smash Chicago. London, Philly, and Chicago come together to bring you the Soul Smash of the summer.
Saturday, August 19th, 7 p.m.
Doors open at 6 at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 King Drive.
Starring the Delphonics, Maurice Jackson's Independence, Bab Savage,
Ricky Rainbow and the Empress of Funk, Theo Hart, KTP Band,
and just added Chicago's own public announcement.
Tickets are available at Eventbrite,
All My Currency exchanges,
the 3 locations of Dress to Impress,
and BabSavage.com.
and we're offering great discounts off our tickets with the early bird promotion if you buy before the 19th of July. Soul Smash Chicago.
Saturday, August 19th, 7 p.m.
At the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 King Drive.
It's Tuesday. It's 9 p.m. It's CGF Entertainment Radio Show with your host, Alice Boswell, and the CGF Divas Avis and Stephanie with comedian T. Bizzle, live on IntellectualRadio.com, a part of iHeartRadio. Let's get started.
Let's get started. Welcome, 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 ladies. How you doing?
All right.
Welcome to CGF Entertainment Radio Show, only on iHeart.
Oh,
baby.
okay.
All right.
You all
I'm
right?
hot today.
I see.
I have had a good day today. Very good day. So we got a big old announcement. Yeah. So what?
Nothing. I was saying you was hot.
You hot too.
Yeah.
All right. To my right, that's talking smart over here. This is T. Bizzle.
Hey.
I have to my left. I also have to my left Miss Avis.
Hello. That's Red.
And then all the way at the end, that's my guest. Yeah, I guess. That's the best, the founder and owner of Out of Shape Fitness. We're going to be talking to him in the show sometime today. We probably make him just stay all the way to the end. Whatever. All right. Did you say hello? You got to talk loud.
I'm talking loud. It's been a long day. So hey, how you doing? All is good and all is well.
All right, let's get started. All right, ladies. Well, how was your week? How was your weekend? We haven't been here for a week. Let's go.
Well, my weekend was spent with you too.
Hey, ain't gonna say it like that.
But we had a good time. And also, I wasn't here the last week. I had some things I had to do. However, last day of working at MFRMs.
All right. Bigger and better things. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's what I was going to tell you.
I don't even know what that is.
Mattress Farm.
Farm.
Okay.
Well, it's the acronym is MFRM.
Yeah.
So
we call them the MFers. Thank you. We call them the MFers.
My mother.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It sounded like it, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, she can say that now because she don't work there, so she.
I work there. I still got until Thursday. I do my 12 hours, 10 hours.
You keep talking, we'll know.
They listening right now.
Right.
Cut it off. Delete her card.
How was your weekend? You looking cute.
Oh, thank you.
She got
compliments of Lovejoy.
Lovejoy. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Lovejoy.
You're welcome.
Okay.
What did you do?
I was with you and Lovejoy.
And Lovejoy. All right.
And I spent some time with my high school sisters. I had some I had a wild weekend.
All right. Miss Avis.
Miss Alice.
Since you, because you're about the one that wasn't with me this weekend. Maybe you can give us something different. What did you do this weekend?
Oh, wow. Well, really, my mom came Saturday.
Okay.
And I spent time with her, and my sister came.
Oh, all
so
right.
they spent the night and, left Sunday. So
Where they
spent
from?
time with my family. Iowa.
Oh,
No, they from Chicago. They live in Iowa.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of interesting, but me and my sister fell out.
as usual. I have known Avis for about 25 years. When do y'all not fall out?
Like we fell out. Like I'm done. Like we're done. I'm not.
You said that the
calling
last
her.
time too.
And I don't make an initiative to call nobody that I shouldn't have to if you did something to me. That would never happen. House acting a fool, cussing out my 8-year-old child.
Oh,
like you're disrespectful. You don't cuss out no 8-year-old kid, calling them all kinds of MF. And then she go to Facebook and said, I'm glad to be home to the bills that I pay, and so MFs will not be putting me out. I'm like, okay.
You put your sister out?
I did not put her out. I told them that they cannot return to my house acting that way.
Okay.
She took that as if it was time for her to leave 2 in the morning. I let her roll.
She let her roll.
You know he was trying to play.
Well,
that.
she had a very eventful weekend.
Very.
All right. We had an eventful weekend too. We had the speed dating, which was really great. Thanks for everyone for coming out. Then we went over to Hyde Park to the Silver Festival. We was like, because we had our own event, we were late getting there, but it was still fun. These two tried to give me away.
Man.
No.
Hold on. Okay, so she was so
They
hot.
tried to give me away.
She was so hot that what was it, Saturday?
Saturday.
Was it Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay,
yeah.
so she looked so nice Saturday. She just had her heads rolling all day long, just all day long. I mean, she got a marriage proposal walking down the street.
I did.
She did.
She
was serenaded. There goes my baby.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very.
And out of all of that, how many numbers did you get?
She gave out her business card.
Right.
I gave out the business card. They had my business number on there.
Whatever. So we was walking down the street, and the guy he literally just stopped and turned all the way around. She kept walking. I was like, she's single. Come on, go on and walk up to her.
And she was scared the whole time, looking back at us.
What's the hell? We was like,
nice.
Well, I wasn't looking at
too.
them. I just didn't want them us to get separated because there still was quite a few people out there in Hyde Park, so I didn't want us to get separated.
Last she tell, she knew we weren't going far.
If he took you out, wouldn't you would have been separated from them then?
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Come up with an excuse.
You know she's trying to make an excuse.
You're gonna be separated to my baby. Let me come over. See, because I'll be on over. No, you're not coming.
Right. That's what we told. That's what she need to be saying. The whole time.
If it was the right one, I would have left them.
It was the right one.
It
We're
was
not
the right
talking about
one.
that. You ain't gonna do that when the right one come.
When the right one come, I'm gone.
I'm advertising in the magazine. That's all you ever do. She don't never say how you doing or nothing. And this guy, he was a respectable young man. He was very.
He could have been a right one. What's the right one? How would you know?
Well, it's not the one she want. The one she's been
you never get what you want.
Googly eye for.
But you never get what you want.
Listen, because these two get to talk.
Everything
they talk
you want
a
in a
little
man.
bit too much. All right. Listen.
She want nobody to know.
My weekend was really good. I spent it with the girls as usual, and it was nice. I wasn't supposed to work yesterday, but I worked. I had interviews set up for the magazine, a lot of interviews set up, but I decided to go and work. And what we talked about, when your job actually do what you ask, you kind of want to give back to them. So they asked, I canceled my thing. But today,
if you flip in that chair one more time.
Well, I already fell out of one chair, so we won't be doing that again.
And you are Facebook Live, and we will roll just as hard as we did when you did it the first time.
Listen. Okay, so today I received a call from the founder and owner of Black CEO. I don't know what Black CEO, just go to blackceotribe.com and you can find him on Facebook. All right, Trevor Otts called me Well, he sent me a text. He said, hey, inbox me, give me a call. So I call him, and he tells me at this point, I'm not going to go through the whole long story, but they have been kind of watching me and so forth. And they're starting a new magazine, which is called Black CEO. And it's going to be a magazine, for the Black entrepreneur, pretty much what I'm doing with the interviews. Really, really great vision. He loves my vision. I was offered, and I am now the chief and editor of Black CEO.
All right. Congratulations.
I am so excited.
Congratulations.
Alan John's gonna voice you. You should have tight skin for the rest of your life.
You know she
be smiling so hard.
You know she do.
And the only thing I can think about,
if it ain't good, it's gonna be good. She's smiling through the whole thing. By the time you get into it, you still smiling with her.
She couldn't even get it out. She's like, shut up.
That was my big news, and I am so excited and honored that he chose me to do that. That is a really big honor, and it's much different than my own magazine because it's two different platforms. And I actually he has a team that's going to be behind me doing graphics, a team behind me doing the I'm gonna get the whole thing together because I know how to. Y'all know what I've been doing is that magazine.
That's right.
So I know what I'm doing, and somebody recognized that I know what I'm doing, and they like, hey, we want you to do it for us.
And I wonder who encouraged you to go ahead and make that step.
Oh Lord, didn't I do a tape on that already?
I don't know.
Okay, listen, it's a couple of people. It's a few people that I would like to thank. A few people. Okay, if he bring out that camera one more time.
I say give honor where honor is due.
All right, so I never wanted to do interviews. All right. I feel comfortable. I'm a shy person. I don't want to. So when I interviewed Earl would not send me his story. Okay, he just wouldn't do it. He like, no, you're going to interview me. You're going to interview me. And he made me sit down and interview, and it actually got me into the mood. It actually got me into where I wanted to do all of that. I'm like, oh, that felt kind of good that I can do that. I can actually sit here and interview, right? And I'm getting much and much, much better. I think from the time that I even started here, hosting that intellectual radio, I have gotten better. And I'm getting better. And it is just amazing. And I want to thank my girls because my girls are always here. Melissa, that one right there, right? Then I have Stephanie and Avis and Teresa. Thank you all because y'all back me up. A few more people who even started with me that I wouldn't even expect, like Bernard Creamer. He started with me and he just wouldn't. He would not. And it's the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
Okay, let's take a commercial break.
I know what y'all thinking, but the man and never ask for anything.
You did things for him and didn't ask him.
Status quo T-shirt.
DC. That's right.
Hi, Bernard.
My mom, I want to thank her. And all of this lays up to them.
Like
my mom.
Award. I want to thank all the people. I want to thank the community.
Giving honor to God. For Hattie Maybrook, 1960.
I want to thank these cell phones for doing live stream.
Community behind you, and no matter what you're going through, because there's a lot of times that I felt that I just this right. I can't be doing this right. I'm doing this wrong. I'm depressed. I'm going crazy. It becomes a little bit too much. But when somebody comes that don't even know you, and they just call you, hey, we've been watching you, and we want you to do it for us. That makes you feel good. So that's why, not that I disapprove of what everybody else, my circle says. It's just that you all prepared me for this. And you kept me going, and I appreciate this. And
you got affirmation.
Affirmation.
Mm-hmm. That'll require a dinner.
Right. I was about to say, Andy's ice cream.
And I was wanting to say, you interviewer, didn't you used to work at HR?
Person. I was the HR manager.
So she should have that gift, right?
She got the gift.
Well, I'm a shy person by nature. I'm coming out of my.
I don't know what shy means. Shy can be you.
Shy people don't say they shy.
You don't know, or
you're using your gift. That's what she means.
Before we go to break. Before we go to break, we have a lot of we're going to be talking to our guest tonight is the best of Out of Shape Fitness. He has a whole new line out there, so we want to, and it's not just about the clothes, it's about the mind, it's about the inside of you. Am I correct? All right. That's
All
right. That's right. Listen, make sure you go to Just Me Magazine and check out the new issue. The star of the month is Che-O Briggs. He's going to give you a little information about things, right?
That sounds
Financial
unsure.
things. Right.
I don't think I want to talk to him.
No, and we're going to come back because I am just so excited right now. And we're going to get back to the show. We'll be right back. Right back.
All right. So, you know what? That's that phone.
presents Soul Smash Chicago. London, Philly, and Chicago come together to bring you the Soul Smash of the summer.
Saturday, August 19th, 7 p.m.
Doors open at 6 at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 King Drive.
Starring the Delphonics, Maurice Jackson's Independence, Babs Savage,
Ricky Rainbow and the Empress of Funk, Theo Hart, KTP Band,
and just added Chicago's own public announcement.
Tickets are available at Eventbrite,
My Currency Exchanges,
the 3 locations of Dress to Impress,
and babsavage.com.
and we're offering great discounts off our tickets with your early bird promotion if you buy before the 19th of July. Soul Smash Chicago.
Saturday, August 19th, 7 p.m.
At the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 King Drive.
It's Tuesday. It's 9 p.m. It's CGF Entertainment Radio Show with your host, Alice Boswell, and the CGF Divas Avis and Stephanie with comedian T. Bizzle, live on IntellectualRadio.com, a part of iHeartRadio. Let's get started.
Let's get started. Listen, we have 2 tickets to the Soul Smash Chicago that's coming up, and I cannot see. 19th at 7 p.m. We're going to be giving these away. Thanks to Wanda from
Wanda.
Hey, Wanda. Thanks to Wanda from He Say, She Said on Sundays at 2 p.m. We'll be giving these away. So stay tuned for details about this. My guest that's sitting next to me is D. Best at Out of Shape Fitness. How you doing?
I'm all good. How about yourself?
We're good.
You good?
We're good.
You know Alice good. She was cheesing big time. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm great.
I am good. You met the ladies.
Avis.
Avis.
Hey,
All right.
Hey.
Looking
All right, so
good,
we're going to be
man.
talking about your business and your new line that just came out, the L Stops. The L Stops. Yeah, I saw the advertisement on Instagram.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, you are.
Doing it.
You
This
are. I
is
see you got gym shoes and everything.
Come on now. You know, gotta bring it up. Gotta mix and mingle.
All right.
Yeah.
Sneakers.
Come on now. You gotta
All
have
right.
the kicks.
Let's do
Gotta
it
have the
then.
kicks. Gotta have the kicks.
You got plus size clothing?
Yes.
Oh,
Come
we
on,
ready
come on,
then.
Hold on. So I can go into Out of Shape Fitness right off.
Okay, so tell us about what is Out of Shape Fitness.
All right, so Out of Shape Fitness. Tagline is, how fit are you? Out of shape fitness. People always want to go to the negative stereotype of being out of shape. But take that away. You can be out of shape spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically. We like to stand on those 4 pillars because in being out of shape, affirmation to work out of that shape you're in and into the best shape that fits your life. So that's what we promote. We want to inspire, motivate you to be better, and where your motivation, be your own hero for self. But then after that, you can go out here and do like you ladies. You inspire. So it's not about size. You know what I mean? You can have a person out of shape financially. You know what I'm saying? Or he could be out of shape spiritually, emotionally, but he looking good in his tank tops. He's straight. He's square.
Fine, right.
He's fine, doing his thing, but he's broken. But you won't know that. You know, so these are just different aspects. So, and in order for us to move, we want to be outside the box. We didn't want to be like your Nike or your Adidas or your Under Armour, because the main thing with them, they always using entertainers and high-priced athletes to promote and influence their brand. So, but in our view, that's a selfish way of moving about.
Correct.
When you have people out here working hard, doing what they do, spending their money, make a brand that's for the people. So that's our lane. That's what we chose to do.
And how did you come up with this line?
Out of shape fitness, me. I am out of shape. And what I mean by that, I had to go to a place of being broken. Okay. It stemmed, I'll keep it short. 2007, job for like 17 years, went into real estate. Wrong time to do that. You know, wrong time to do that. Lost everything. I was married the first time out. So it just went into a cycle. Broken marriage, out of my home car. But now you have to regroup. So now that chain stemmed over some years now. And then in those years, I started accumulating more loss, you know, from the one woman that just stood behind me every step of the way, my mother. Lost her in 2011. All right. Then in 2012, I remarried. Got with my wife. We was together 8 months. 8 months in, she gets cancer. So now that's another battle. So every time you look out, I'm getting hit. So as she's going through her cancer, I suffer an injury on the job. I started working as a sterile tech at Christ Hospital. Tore my rotator cuff. Now I got a wife that's at home, barely getting around. Now I'm in a sling walking around. And mind you, didn't throw in the kids. I got 2 girls. You know, they got, you know, I call them my pimps. So if you hear me say my pimps, they probably watching. This is not pimps. You know, so every turn, myself going down the drain, but then I still try to stay uplifted. I went and got my degree in film. It was in digital cinematography. Got out there in the world doing my thing, still trying to take care of home. Now, broke the screws in my right hand. So now wife recovering, broken screws, income has gone down because now I got the lawyers, hey, don't work. So now I'm getting all of these defeats. So it just came to a point where, man, I wanted to just chuck it off. Just not going my way. All right. So then I saw myself in the mirror. Why are you so out of shape? And it was like right then the Lord just tapped me. You're going to be humble. You're going to start from scratch, and you're going to create something that's not about you. You're going to be able to reach out and touch people, but it's going to be on my time. And that's how it came about.
Oh, wow. And how long have your line been out?
This just started. I'm living out of shape fitness now. So I just actually started the line September. It started off, when I said out of shape, I was just going to keep it as strictly as a line. And I went with a brand name called Random Thought Teas, where we said, wear what's on your mind with a purpose.
I like that.
So started getting to the out of shape portion, and it had more legs, because now that stemmed creating a book, which that will be out in the fall. And I think I told you about that, called I Am Out of Shape, Why Being Out of Shape Helped Save My Life. Because it did, because it helped me to start to recreate a new person. So now that views things differently in this world, you know. And like I said, it's still going out. 3 principles. Have to realize, you know, you have to be courageous enough to look at yourself and see your flaws. And once you're able to do that, be motivated to get out of that shape. And that's why we tacked on the fitness, because now you have to implement a plan to do so. And once you do that, be willing to inspire others through your journey.
So you actually started fitness yourself as well, because I saw you on Facebook doing exercises, walking, jogging.
This is a person that came from, I played football, back when my high school days,
What position?
And I played running back and middle linebacker. Ended up getting hurt.
We're gonna get you somebody.
I'm like that other version of Allen Iverson. But I still played through those injuries. Like I said, I can even go back, because now how much I live through the brand, I can even go back then during those times of playing ball. I wasn't humble, because I wanted things to go the way I wanted them to go, and I'm now knowing that you have to let a lot of that stuff go and just follow a plan of action that still has to be able to incorporate people in what you do, but be able to uplift them.
So what is your plan for your new line? Where do you see it going?
Yeah, so the new line, everything is a narrative. Like when you look at Nike and you look at Adidas, why do you like them? Because Jordan came out with Jordans, or they had that top athlete? No, it's because they actually latched on to an athlete or a high profile person, and they created a narrative. When these guys did their thing, like I said, once again, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, else, they sold out the trunk of their car. Under Armour started in his grandmother's basement. Okay, so they started with humble means, but then they just created their story. So it's just that narrative. So with us, we're creating a community, a lifestyle. So it's that narrative that we stick to, because we know it'll resonate with each person we come across. So like when you see blue lines, we create the next line. That's the next part of the narrative. You work it out of the shape you're in into the best shape that fits you. But what's your next stop? So your direction. Okay, so with us being in Chicago, we want to start really locking in. What better way to do it is through the transit lines. Yeah. And through the transit line, what do you have? You have colors, right? So this city is diverse, but at the same time segregated. When you look at that map, we all meet in the middle at the loop. You still have to meet up. You still have to mix with each other. So how do you make that work? So what's your next stop is really about what's your destination in this life. And once you start creating that course, what are you going to do once you start making some accomplishments and doing some things? So we push forward.
We push forward. All right. Well, as anybody that knows me knows I'm always going to ask this question. All right. When it comes to our Black community, what is it that you can give back to the Black community and show to some of the young ones what you're doing so they can stop doing what they're doing out there?
Yeah, the first thing you got to get with them, face to face with them. You can't do it from a distance. You have to get out here in the street with them. I'm one of those guys. Grew up in Rosen community. You know that. I'm always doing it for my Rosen people. 11-4 representer.
You from the 10 trade?
Yeah, come on, baby.
Corliss, Harlan, Julian. Okay, Corliss, all right.
Wasn't you just doing a mentorship not too long ago?
Yeah. With Grindaholics. Thank you, Miss Alice. Got me involved with Stephanie Moore and her group, the Grindaholics, with these young men actually getting out, inspiring them, uplifting them. Showing them a different message with Black successful men and upstarting men doing different things, different from the norm. Because I think we even touched on, let's say we talked about Future. How can you respect someone that talks about a drug and pushing a drug, but at the same time, he turns around and tell you, I don't do drugs. But you pushing it. That's one time.
Oh, you talking about the 444 album?
Not Jay. That's Jay. I'm talking about.
No, he's Future. Future. Okay. But Jay-Z have said that.
Well, yeah. Well, even with Jay-Z.
They all said, "Y'all don't be talking about my baby. Let me talk about my husband." He's not the only one talk about that stuff.
That's right. But
y'all still support people like Jay-Z because why? Because he had money to make business choices. Jay-Z's how many said about the bees this and bees that. I mean, he talked about women too.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, the man cheated on his doggone wife. The man had heifers just like everybody else.
But
because he got a certain amount of money, you overlook.
We
talk about the rappers, they overlook it because he's supposed to be Jay-Z, but Jay-Z is not the baddest rapper out there.
Yeah, that's right.
So he done said the same thing too. So don't be talking about
I say that.
And Future do get high, he do smoke weed.
No, but you were talking about Future. But you were talking about Future.
But yeah, definitely, it's still you projecting something, but you still young guys' minds. You know, you're infiltrating a whole culture. And you have changed it from the era. I was a rap artist. I did music, had little record deals, produced. Our era in the 90s was just different. You know, I was with guys, Rakim, KRS-One, but then you come to Chicago, Common Sense before you went to Common.
Yeah.
You know,
playing ball all that
Top Dog. Our thing was messaging, just battling for the streets, but then still being conscious of our surroundings and want to do something to uplift the community. You just don't get that with this era of artists now. And from an old music guy, yeah, you have affected the young guys in that way. But I'm not gonna put that all on music now. You know, you have guns don't fall off of record labels off the back of their trucks and put in these communities. But it's really not even about the violence, it's about really the property. Of gaining control of property. It's still in the day, it's still about
And how
money.
do you think we can gain control?
With that, it's still that self-reflection, but they still have to be able to relate and respect you to a sense. It's like I can go in my neighborhood where I grew up. I basically had a name in that area, you know. So a lot of the young guys, they'll get that old message just like I did coming up. You knew who to talk to and who not to talk to, but at the same time, when you start building yourself out in the street, they'll look at you differently. So they're gonna give you respect to a sense, and they're gonna sit back and listen to you. This young people today really don't respect ahead of them. Because if you listen to a lot of them always talking about, man, you got to respect me. How am I gonna respect you when, first of all, young brother, you're not respecting yourself. It's a two-way street. But I still have to give you the benefit of the doubt, meet with you. That's like these young men that we got within that group with the Grindaholics. We were able to meet on an even playing field. I'm gonna come to your level, but I want you to listen to me and understand where I'm coming from. Because I've been to where you need to go, but I want you to surpass what I'm doing. And you can. But we have to be willing to take them by the bootstraps. Drag them.
But you know what? Everybody blame everything on the rappers, the singers.
Yeah, that's why I said
the rappers, the singers, and everybody else because the music is being played, or they saying these teens listening to it. What about their mama? Their mama listening to it, but it's all it's everybody always blaming the outside world. Oh, Michael Jordan should have been a better role model. What about the parents in the home? What you letting them do? Are they coming home reading when they get out of school? Are you spending time with your kids? Are you doing things as a whole? Some of these parents party more than the young people nowadays. Not spending time with their kids, so they letting their kids run the street. So then you can't blame it on the music because they dead to it, because my mama let me out here with all these people on the corner and bopping my butt just like everybody else. Not being watched, none of that. And where I grew up at, it was bad where I grew up at. I think that boy Eric a long time ago, the kids threw him out the window because he wasn't still on Ken. I lived over there. And I was there when it happened. I saw the little boy laying there. So their parents was on drugs and let the boys run a little butt over in the projects where they was not living at to do. So it falls on in the home too. Because we is not good parents and we don't try to teach these kids. Boom.
Oh yeah, and
it's like a domino. Don't worry about that music because it's gonna be like a domino.
But I definitely agree with you, because it was asked a question that was posed to me, the same thing what you just said. How do you control it? Well, in my household, this is how it goes. Even when I was coming up, just like you were saying, man, I had Mississippi parents. It was certain things that I wasn't gonna be able to do. But when I got in those streets, you're not with me. But you have to take some of that responsibility. So I totally agree with what you're saying. You can't just point a finger at music, but you're mad though. Because like I said, you got to think. I'm an old hip hop cat. Of hip hop music, still love it when it's good. When it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
And right now it's not doing that.
But you know what? But you got to think about people go through so many things. It's just reality. It's just a reality, period. Yeah. So you go through things. Just say things you was married, and your wife did you wrong, and you just so upset. She probably been a million bees, and sorry little helping, and did this. People be putting that music that they go through in songs, and then when they make it, it's like, why did he do that? Why are you going through it? Why you're thinking it? Because he's singing about it, you're tripping. Or somebody got abused and want to talk about that. These rappers talk about the streets that they lived in if they was drugs. They talking about it.
I totally disagree with that.
People see. Well, I'm not saying it's okay. I never said that's only what you're disagreeing with. Yeah. What I'm saying is that these people that sing, she just want to bust out with this. I ain't saying. You see that? I disagree with what I didn't. She ready to get in on you. I'm just saying that people put things out in their music of what they went through in their life. Even back in the days when and all that, people was putting in their love making music, what they was going through, what they wanted to go through. And then you got people like some of them females, woman to woman, they talk about stealing somebody's man. So y'all didn't pay attention to the music back in the days. Women was talking about snatching your man up out the house, and I didn't care if he was married. People weren't paying no attention to that.
Oh yeah, but
the same thing that could tie a household down, but then when the rapper somehow you beat it, that she just basically called herself one.
But okay, look. I actually have a show about all music because that is a really, really hot topic. That is such a hot topic about the music that's being played now versus then, because my vision of the music, what I'm listening to when we was in the car the other night, and then she ended up turning it off. Is that on the radio? Is that on the radio? Are they really singing that on the radio? And
it was Chris Brown, Privacy.
Yeah, and he was talking about going. It was totally. I was told that. Look, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna continue our conversation with D, and we're gonna get to some other things. Be right back. Thank you. Welcome back to CGF Entertainment Radio. Avis is going a little bit. We gotta calm down. All right, let's just calm down. We are not gonna talk about the music because it's gonna look a little. But
well, you asked the question on how was he? What can he do to
right? So let's go back to the question with our guest. we do to solve what's going on with our young people in the community?
It's not really a solve. It's like, once again, it's still, we have to get out there and, as I like to say, shake hands, kiss babies. All right. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Mm-hmm.
In order to, you have to be a part of that change. You have to not be afraid to get out here in their face and lead. They're all lost. See, like I said, back even in the day when you had your gang leaders, it was a structure. You know what I mean? It was a structure. They had leaders. They had a hierarchy on how you couldn't do things in this set without this person saying so. They run amok. They don't care. And what's so disheartening is when you hear babies getting shot, getting killed, and things of that nature. Then you see no remorse from the person that actually did it, in which 9 times out of 10, they don't even find out who did it. So it's like you have to go in, like people with Father Flager, but we should be out there doing.
I know somebody who have up and down with Father Flager.
We have these block club parties.
Yeah.
Every year they have a block club party. Why don't the parents? Because you keep saying that you gotta, in order to touch them kids, you gotta touch their mamas and daddies too.
Yeah, I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Not going against what you're saying. I'm just suggesting.
Yeah, right.
And how about maybe the people that have a block club talk to each other? You want a block club? Why don't y'all get together and say, let's do something with the community, with the kids, or let's start something to help them out, or let's do some type of parenting group or something. Like maybe somebody in a block club needs to change what they're doing and get together as a group and start doing things.
Well, it's
One
like even,
at a time. That's
Right.
a good idea.
it's like
they do things like, oh, we got you all some paper and notebook for the school. We're gonna order y'all some balloons. How about y'all get together and talk about what y'all can do better for these kids?
But you know
how
what?
Can we get them more books or
you
things
see
like
it,
that.
You see it in segments because this is the block party time of year.
Exactly.
It's like I say over East. I saw some of the block parties, and they're not like it used to be. I think you can count on one hand how many people.
Block party. They go past and see they dance and eat some chips. Wait a minute.
No, not no more. You got the same people that probably lived on that neighborhood about 30 years, and it's just their little group and maybe their grandkids. It's not the blocks.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at the west side. I went to the west side. Look, now the south side organized. You ain't coming down here. Where I lived at, we had a block club.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's the kids. And
I think every answer, and I've said this before, and I said it on June 10th when we had the stand-up community. Every answer is not a solution, but we need to support the ones that's out there actually doing something for our communities together.
And I just wanted to touch bases on what you said with the other groups that you were with. What would be, in my opinion, one of the biggest answers to help bring our communities together is women, especially Black women, need to stop disowning, because it seems like America, but it's showing through reality TV and some of the songs that we don't need the Black man. And the Black man is not capable. Because when you and I grew up in our areas, especially in Roseland Community Association, we did have block club parties. We had the Robeson players and the parade going from Michigan all the way to Gately. We had the block club where all of the neighbors talked and we cut our grass and we got together. And if Avis or I did something, the whole block knew. You weren't scared to reprimand that child. So we need to keep the Black man uplifted. If anybody has any questions about that, they need to look and listen to Dr. Shahrazad Ali Muhammad. She speaks heavily on that. We are taught we don't need the Black man. The Black man is dumb. He is no good. But then you have to look at what certain societies, I'm not going to say societies, certain races are teaching you. When a particular race dates the same sex, it's called alternative lifestyle. When an African American dates the same sex, it's called F and H and L and all of that.
Come on.
So you have to look at what we're doing to each other. Stop degrading the Black man. Yes, he makes mistakes. Yes, he's at fault. He might not be educated, but he's still that Black man. And I noticed when you and I were growing up, that Black man was the head.
Oh, definitely.
It wasn't. You didn't have to have it thrown in your face. Well, I do everything. He dumb. I do. You didn't embarrass him. That was kept quiet behind closed doors. That's why she has a big family of 70 or 50 people and only made one side of her family. but they were productive enough, and there might have been adulterous affairs back there, but that man took care of all those children. He took care of both of those wives, and he did what he needed to do to survive. And so that's one big solution.
To piggyback on what she said, when it comes to family, is so true because even though I knew my father passed away, but he really wasn't there. It was my stepfather that took care of us.
Right.
So it made a home for us in the Rosen community. Yeah. Foundation. So she's right, and it wasn't that my mom disrespected him at any time. And I don't know where the women get it from now, but it happened.
They're talking. They was disrespecting women then. Women just as more than men do. They was disrespecting women then. We just was more. I'm talking about back in the days. Because men, they're probably, they call it flip flop flap.
She is a mess.
They always have been. I just want to say yes. Forget about the men because, I don't know. We got a lot to do. We are emotional creatures. We are nurturers. Even when it comes to you all, when you all are hurt, who y'all run to? The woman. Baby, guess what? Let me see. Let me go get that at the hall. Y'all look for that too. So we have a lot on our plate. If you all to just glide on in the doggone door, try to lay down some rules, and you don't hardly be in the house anyway, and talking about where's my food, you did nothing. How can a person get out of work and come and kick their shoes off and ask where's their plate? And we got so much on our plate, getting the kids ready, doing this. We got so much. Yeah. So I think the men need to step in sometime and take the role, half of the role of a woman. Maybe they will help us be less stressful. Maybe that woman will be less stressful and less insecure. Maybe y'all say after street boy and take care of the family inside the house.
Now it's going back to what you said. You had to have that at home. Did I not say I had a Southern mother and father?
I think you did.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think I'm attacking you then?
No. I've got to represent for men. Got you. I still know some brothers that still open doors for women.
Love it.
I still know brothers that get up and cook for their wives before they go to work.
Yes. Love men that I haven't met a man yet that couldn't cook. I know that's there.
Yeah, so they
there. Still got it easy. Who washed the dishes after y'all cook?
Me.
Well, we're not going to talk about no more cooking. Let's talk about your line again.
I want to know about your workout. Do you have go workout with you?
You know what? It's actually we're all
about the items and things like that.
It's all in the planning stages. As far as even the routines, we have a cookbook coming out. Out of shape fitness cookbook.
It's a baby right now.
Yeah, so we a baby company. We're a baby company, and then like I said, once again, we don't want you to get hung up on those 3 words because that's all they are, 3 words. But in our communities, but this goes outside of ours. This goes worldwide. Out of shape is a negative. Yeah, people talking about out of shape. They always thinking first thing physical. Anytime somebody see me, because we call it the bold line. You have to be bold to wear this on your shirt, wear this on your person. So anytime someone sees me in the shirt, they're like, "Oh God, I'm so out of shape, man. I need to hit the gym." You work out, that's the first thought.
Right.
But then they get a chance to talk to me, and then they're like, "Man, I never thought about that, man. I'm out of shape financially too." You're right, brother. Man, where do I get some financial stability from?
So how do you help people with that?
With that, it's just all about knowledge. That's why we say we are creating a community, a lifestyle, where now we will start creating these forums and groups like what I do, like on Wednesdays. I call it Out of Shape Fitness Wednesdays, where I actually take topics and talk about how you were out of shape. Now, how do you work out of shape to get into a better shape? So it's like last week, I'll give a great example. I was on emotional shape. When I was actually in the hospital for my leg, I'm sitting listening to a young lady describe her injuries. But as she got to the point when the nurse asked, "Okay, so how did they happen?" She said, "Domestic violence." There, you are mentally out of shape. Because now you have let some man infiltrate your mind and make you feel less than who you are and made you feel uncomfortable. It's law. Now we're going through all these points because a nurse asked, "Do you want to press charges?" First thing she said, "No, it's okay. He's not going to be around anymore." You are now in a state where you can't even realize that you're being abused anymore. With this young lady, how does she work out of that shape? Like I said, once again, it goes back to those 3 principles. I say, you have to realize, who's going to make you do that? I don't care what kind of motivational speaker. I don't care how many times you read the Bible. You could be false flagging. I know I read that Bible and said, okay, that sounds good today, but I'm still go out here and do this other thing. You have to be convicted what you are about to take the next steps into. And you have to realize that. Now, see, if the young lady realized she was out of shape in that sense, then what's the next line? She would have been motivated to get out of that relationship. Why not? Why am I going to continue to let this man? I mean, she looked bad. Bad. My wife was with me. Tears were foaming in my wife's eyes, listening and looking at this young lady. She said, baby, you see, I said, I can't, that's not in me. I don't get it. How do you put your hands on women? I have 2 daughters. That's one reason on the outer shape fitness side, I'm hitting it because I got 2 pretty daughters. I'm going to hurt somebody. Right. Right. So that's the thing. So, but we go back to what you're saying. So yeah, we even get into the fitness side as well. I have people around that are, these body by Jake kind of people. They do all these things. And so I get that information. I always try to surround myself with people smarter than me. Even with the brand, my main partner, right-hand person, has worked with Nike over 7 to 8 years. Size out how a brand should work, So yeah, so that's what you do.
With your brand, I know you also are a motivational speaker. So where can we hear you at? Man,
that's any given Sunday. whenever duty calls. I don't get out and just promote it because it's just like you do it for free. Because why? You're rehearsing and going through your emotions. Only way I can be effective if I keep exposing myself. I can't be afraid to show you the real me. You don't see chrome sitting outside. Hey, I had to get rid of a car. We in building stages. Now I don't need that car. I need that money to build this brand. I was just telling my partner that just came on with the company because he's so convicted and believes. He said, now, bro, I want on the inside of the company with you. Let's grind like we did in our music days. But we know what that's going to take. We were talking about funding. Different for, I'm going to go back to what you were saying, a black man to get funding, whereas you ladies can go in and get funding. A white person can definitely go in and get funding. Right. But as a black man, you're going to have to jump and do some flips. And they want you to, first thing they're going to tell you, why don't you see if a friend or family can loan you some money to help you out? Maybe you need to pick up a second job. You ever thought of Uber?
Do they actually say that?
Yeah. It's in the script. They tell you that first. They tell you to borrow it. That's just like when the creditor call your house and the creditor say, well, can you borrow the money from somebody? If I could borrow it, I wouldn't be on you.
Exactly. So it's these little things that can actually tear men down and take us out of shape. It's just like you're saying, we watch our women and actually start interracial relationships. Do you blame them? No, because you look at what they have to look at all the time. So who do you blame that? Realize, fellas, who you are. And as black men, we have to realize that.
Own up to it.
You know what I'm saying? You have to. So you can't get mad if she's stepping out with John and X Junior. that how you see like Rihanna's and all these young ladies, they leave the brother, but then next thing you know, give them about 2 more months, they got a billionaire.
Yeah, like Diana Ross.
Exactly. Janet Jackson had a billionaire.
Well,
Eve, you don't even hear Eve.
Since you said you're taking up and protecting the men.
Not protected, not protected. I won't say protect, but still.
Well, maybe I put a word or two in your mouth, but
we're gonna go ahead with our question. We're gonna start winding down.
About Tommy Sotomayor. You know who he is. You want to protect him? You agree with everything he says?
No, I can't.
Ooh, that hurts on it. You want to go? How about you want to go give him a hug?
No, you don't want to do that.
I can't do that.
You don't want to do that.
We're gonna pass.
Where we go? So
somebody trying to break down the black community.
On that note, let's tell everybody where they can find your line.
Man, definitely. You can go to www.com. On all social media, just type in Out of Shape Fitness. I will pop up.
I will wear his medium. That's what Stephanie calls it.
And I would wear the leggings along with the medium.
Yeah, with the medium, you want it to be right.
Small, medium.
Got you,
medium.
got you. Definitely. And I do want to add, with the blue line, I want to donate some of the proceeds to start a program, a film program. For these young men, as you asked, what do we want to do to get them on the street? This is what I'm willing to do.
Okay.
Maybe create a program. Let's get on this destiny. So we're going to be shooting a commercial for it in about 2 weeks.
Good job.
And man, we're gonna make it do what it do. You know.
D, I appreciate you coming by this evening and hanging out with CGF.
All my 11 folk people rose
This is the second time. This is the second time. It look like you and I gonna be a regular after a while.
Come on, we gotta represent.
Yeah, I'll be one of your spokespersons.
Man,
especially going up in the 10 track.
Come on,
represent.
We got to do it. See, it's that Roseland love.
That's that Roseland. Y'all don't know about that.
Sorry,
I don't know what y'all talking about. That's that Roseland. Look, we want to thank D for coming out with us. He information. I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I think the ladies enjoyed you as well. Hey, make sure Tuesday at 9 p.m. we have our guest, Stephanie.
All right.
All right, we have a guest next week.
Okay.
And we'll be talking about lupus next week. And I do want to thank Illinois Media School excuse me, ladies. I want to thank Illinois Media School for letting me come out and speak to their class today.
All right.
I had a ball. I was nervous. I was popping sweat everywhere, but the class really treated me really well. So, and thank you, Black CEO, because I am the chief and editor of Black CEO
Special
magazine.
thank you to DJ Mello and Hillside Bowling Alley.
Hello. He can play some music, can't he?
All right.
He can play some music. So until next week, thank you. We'll see you, CGF Entertainment Radio. This is Alice, and everybody say bye.
Bye. Saying thank you to Lovejoy. Good night.